Hello everyone, welcome to Shabita Uganda e-learning. In today's lesson we are going to look at embryonic period, or a period of 4 to 8 weeks of development. We are so proud to have you join and entitled to our channel. Thanks for the good support you do provide to us. Right away, great thanks to all my colleagues that have enabled me to do the great slides and have aided me in various ways. Thank you very much. Right away, the point you are going to start off with the embryonic period, 4 to 8 weeks of development. So what the context you're going to look at in the embryonic period, you're going to look at a period of 4th week to 8th week of development. This is called the embryonic period. During this period, all dams are changing and assigning fate for further development and organ formation. Hence, the embryonic period is also called organogenic period. Another name to mean embryonic period is the organogenic period. Then the germ discs get folded to form identifiable shape of the human embryo. In other words, you're looking at the development of the human embryo from 4th to 8 weeks development. Stay tuned, turn on the notification bells for more videos. Don't miss out any video that are going to be published on this channel. Right away, let's go start off with our course outline of the organogenic period or the embryonic period. First of all, we shall look at ectodermal differentiation, and then mesodermal differentiation, and then embryonic folding, and the endodermal differentiation. So under ectodermal differentiation or differentiation of the ectoderm, at the beginning of the 3rd week, we always know that the central part of the ectoderm overlying the developing notochords thicken to form a neural plate or a neuroectoderm. So this always occurs at the beginning of the 3rd week, where the central part of the ectoderm overlying the developing notochord thickens to form a neural plate or a neuroectoderm. That's the first point, and always you note that at the beginning of the 3rd week, always the central part of the ectoderm overlying the developing notochord thickens. So the marking points are the notochord thickening to form a neural plate, or you can say a neuroectoderm. And then what happens after the neural plate has thickened, the notochord are thickened to form a neural plate? Always know that the remaining part of the ectoderm is called the surface ectoderm. And then the ectoderm, this will give us, ectoderm is formed as a result of the neuroderm combining with the surface ectoderm. We form the ectoderm. As you see, ectoderm equals to neuroectoderm plus the surface ectoderm. Now we look at the neuroectoderm. The neuroectoderm grows from the peripheral neural folds and a central depressed area called the neural groove. The neural groove is a point whereby there's a depression between the ectoderm and the neural plate. So we tend to find out that the neural folds start to fuse, to join together in the central cervical region, and the fusion extends craniocaudally to form a neural plate, implying in all sides. So the cranial opens end of the neural plate, or the anterior neural pole, closes by the 25th day of the IUL, and then the quadro opens end of the neural tube, that's the posterior neural pole, closes by the 27th day. This is what we call the craniocaudally to form the neural tube. Both of them occur spontaneously. As everyone closes, very soon this also does what closes. The cells are the margin of the neural plate, form the neural crest. the neuroectoderm. Now continuing the neuroectoderm. So the neurotube gets separated from the surface ectoderm, where as a neurocrest cells come to lie between the ectoderm and the neurotube. So we shall then look at the cephalic part of the neurotube. Shows dilations as forebrain vesicles, or the midbrain vesicles and hindbrain vesicle, whereas distal part of the neurotube forms the spinal cord. Okay, so the distal part of the neurotube is the one that forms the spinal cord. The distal, the lower part of the neurotube, is the one that forms the spinal cord that elongates posteriorly downwards. So we look at the neuroectoderm forms the entire central and peripheral nervous system and autonomic ganglia. The autonomic ganglia and the peripheral nervous system are formed from the neuroectoderm. So now we shall look at the surface ectoderm. Outside the ectoderm, the surface ectoderm shows a depression at the buccopharyngeal membrane and the cloacal membrane. At these two depressions, ectoderm is firmly adherent to endoderm. Okay, so at the surface ectoderm, we know that surface ectoderm, there will be a depression at the buccopharyngeal membrane and the cloacal membrane. At these two depressions, the buccopharyngeal membrane and the cloacal membrane, the ectoderm is firmly adherent to the endoderm. Now, the buccopharyngeal and the cloacal membrane. So first of all, we shall look at the buccopharyngeal membrane. So always in the third week, it lies cranial to the precordial plate. On development of a head fall, precordial plate comes to lie between the forebrain vesicle and the precordial bulging. At the beginning of the fourth week, we know that the buccopharyngeal membrane ruptures to form communication between the amniotic cavity and the primitive gut, whereas the cloacal membrane divides into the anterior urogenital and posterior anal membrane. The cloacal membrane divides into the anterior urogenital and the posterior anal membrane. Okay, let's move on next slide. Now we shall see that the structures formed from the surface ectoderm. Always the surface ectoderm is the outside part. So what structures are formed from the surface ectoderm? We shall always look at the epidermis, hair and nail. We shall look at the sebaceous glands and sweat glands. All these are located in the surface of the skin. Olfactory pit, we shall look at the optic vesicles and lens vesicle, the otic vesicle, the branchial clefts, and the Rathketh pouch. So the epithelial lining of cheek, gum, teeth enamel, root of the mouth, anasal cavity, and paranasal air sinuses, and then the salivary gland, the mammary glands, and the pituitary glands. So all in all, these are the structures formed from the surface ectoderm. Let's get in touch in the next slide. Stay tuned. We love you so much. It has been Dr. Gabriel Derrick at your service. Stay tuned.